ears gonna hear me. Through the spirit we see clearly. They swinging if you get near me. Now your boy blowing the trumpet. I used to pull up and dump it. Toting them guns out in public. Riding on up, that was fun shit. Boy, I don't flex for the IG. Wanna go script a script, nigga, try me. Keep a scallop, but he right beside me. To break the laws of God, I don't like things.
Alright, first and foremost, I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's all praises to the Most High God in the name of His only begotten Son. We are the Hebrew Israelites from Sakari, San Francisco sect, coming to preach repentance and the downfall of this wicked nation, right? And coming speak the oracles of God, right? To our, who are the Israelites, who are the Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans scattered abroad, man.
Right.
We're gonna be going into the laws, right? These the same laws that these pastors in these churches, right? These pastores mentirosos, right? They be saying that you don't have to keep the law and you can do whatever you want, and Yahushua did away with the law, but we're gonna be showing you that's a damn lie, right? Bring that up. Let's see what's up with the brother though. Hold on. Oh yeah, hold on. Hey, Niar, what's up with the brother? How you doing, man?
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
How are you?
Good. What's your what y'all talking about over there?
So in saying that, we're talking about, in and of itself, some of my personal religious studies.
Okay. I would love to get into a conversation, a dialogue with you about it, man.
Okay.
Be close to
Stop
me.
up there.
All praises, man. All praises.
Cool.
What's your name, man?
I'm Joseph.
Nice to meet you, Joseph. Powerful name, man. Powerful name. That's a Hebrew name, man. What? So, what's your religious background, man?
First thing, I'm a pastor. I say that because,
Give me Deuteronomy 28, and you know what I mean. Go ahead.
Okay. I say that because, I was born, but not of the union. So it's saying that, I guess she just wanted to get pregnant. We thought it was okay. My thing is like, shit, if you didn't want me, I get pregnant, you get pregnant.
Right.
I say it like this, I'm not one to tell people, how to live their lives and love their marriage. I get what is acceptable, and I get, when you don't know certain rules, there are consequences.
Right.
Because in saying that, one of the things that I'm definitely quick to point out is I get it's not my marriage, but in saying that even if it's your wife, that still undermines your masculinity.
Sure, yeah.
So in saying that, I do keep that at 5, but in say that, I'm kind of one of those people, be ye warned, evil, yes, but some people say necessary. I disagree.
Okay, that's cool.
But yeah.
Hey, I got a question, right? You ever you read the Bible?
A few times.
A few times, so you're familiar with it.
I took a peek at it. I wouldn't say familiar. I know a couple of scriptures.
Okay, so you're familiar with it. Have you ever heard of the Hebrew Israelites in the Bible, the 12 tribes of Israel?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know what biblical nationality you are today?
I think I'd be of what? I don't know. I was going to say Judah, but I'm not entirely sure. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. What's your father?
Shit, I don't know. I can't ever. If I tell the honest to God truth, I can't ever say I laid eyes on him. That's why I say I'm a bastard.
Okay, you got that?
Oh, I get that he has a dark complexion. I can see that from my skin.
Right.
But in saying that, what are his physical characteristics? Wide nostrils, closed nostrils, thick lips, thin lips?
You wouldn't know, yeah. Okay, the reason why I'm even asking you, right, is because the Bible specifically talks about a specific people, right? The Hebrew Israelites. So these Israelites are gonna go into curses, right? For not following after the ways of the Most High God, right? And a certain curses will fall upon a certain specific people, right? And we're teaching that the so-called the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible are the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans today. So that's what we're coming out here to tell our people, right? So most likely, would you say you're of African American descent? Like your forefathers most likely came off of the transatlantic slave trade from the boats here in America, right? Right. So if I tell you, let me show you that was actually a prophecy in the Bible, that was going to happen to a specific type of people, because not everybody in the world had to go through what your forefathers went through, what our forefathers went through, because as quiet as it is kept, it wasn't only the our African American brothers, but it was our Latino and indigenous brothers again that were also put on slave ships and sent scattered abroad. Man, bring that up.
This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
It says if the Israelites listen to God, what's going to happen?
To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
God was going to set the Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, the Israelites, higher above all nations on the planet of the earth. But if you see today, we're at the bottom of society today. Black, Hispanics, Native Americans, we're out here on these streets, right? We're in poverty, right? We got a lot of other nations on top of us, right? Verse 15.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken
if we don't listen, what's going to happen?
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So if these Israelites, right, if we didn't listen to these the laws of the Most High, right, all these curses will come upon us and overtake us, right? And you said something. You said it's something common that happens in our communities, right? We don't know who our father is, right? Or we haven't seen our father, or something happens, or somehow you want to get that somehow we aren't familiar with our fathers. So, brother, that was actually a curse in the Bible that happens to specific people, right? I'm going to show you. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
Right? That's what you see in our community. We have an evil eye towards our brothers. I'll see another Latino going the street, I'm gonna mug him, right? I'm gonna do all this and that, give him that evil look, right? We automatically hate our brothers, right? Go ahead.
And toward the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Right, that's a curse that the fathers would leave the wife and his children behind. And this is predominantly happening and it's plaguing our community, right? You see a lot of single mother houses here in our communities, right? The Black and Hispanic communities. You see all this happening to specific people. This isn't happening to the whole world, right? Statistics are showing that it's higher on our people, right? And give me some other curses, right? What you got? Bullshit. No, not yet. Give me 68. Give me 68, right? Because I'm gonna show you something, right? They're not gonna say this in the church. They're gonna teach these, bring these scriptures out in the church, right? Right? Give me 68. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Right, the Israelites. If you read from 15 to 68, there's a whole curses from verse 15 to verse 68. There's going to be whole curses that only fit the Israelites, right? And if you read 28, it's amazing because each curse fits us down to a T, right? I'm just going to get straight to the point. Give me 68, right? Who did this happen to? Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Egypt, right? Which is synonymous with the house of bondage, right? You got that? Go ahead.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage, right? So the word Egypt in the Hebrew is Mizraim, right? Which means house of bondage, right? Go ahead. And it's not actually talking about the actual Egypt, right? Which is going to go on and say, right? Hold on. Go back to the 68 real quick. And then bring that out. Go ahead. Read that again on 68.
It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So the Israelites, mind you, they just got out of Egypt, right? They just left Egypt. He said, and prophecy said, we would go back again into Egypt with ships, right? We didn't go into Egypt with ships the first time, right? Go ahead. Finish that.
And it says, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So we weren't gonna see that Egypt again. We're gonna come into a new house of bondage, right? Give me Revelation, and I'm gonna show you that it's not actually speaking of Egypt, right? Go ahead.
Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
So there's this great city, right, which is called today is Babylon, here America, where our bodies are slain. This is that spiritual Egypt, right? Now go back to 68. Go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
So these Israelites were going to go on slave ships and sold onto our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and slave men and slave women, and nobody was going to buy us. The word "buy" there is to be redeemed, right? Nobody was going to come when the white man came and got our ancestors and put us in the slave fields, and the Chinese man didn't care. They didn't start a war to come over here and free the African Americans. The French, like the Arabs, they didn't care. Nobody came to help our people, man, and they still don't help our people to this day, right? And the reason why I'm showing you this, right, is because each one of these curses will show you that you are most likely an Israelite, brother, and we have to keep these commandments, right? You got to keep the laws of God, so that's what got us in this position, right? So, you got a question?
Not really a question. I mean, I say like this. You know, I understand that there's levels to it, and saying it, I get where there are generational curses,
Right.
and I get where things fall on people's heads that
Right.
have nothing to do with them.
Right.
And saying that, like, you know, I'm not arguing with you about whether I may or may not be an Israelite. Probably. But it's saying it, it's just one of them things like, yeah, I know I'm glad some days is better than others, and some days, hey, but today though.
Right. Yeah, but I'm mostly talking about as our people in general. You know what I'm saying? So.
No, I understood this. Saying that, you know, it's one thing to live your life saying, oh, I can do this, I can do that.
Right.
It's a whole other thing to live your life saying, I can't do this, because when people put together a sentence about me, they usually think it's somebody else, and it usually finds its way further away from me than I can do. That's just it. So
Right.
it's saying that it's, yeah. You know, but just here to listen, and I don't know.
I'm gonna read you a couple commandments, bro. Because give me Joshua 1:8 first, and then give me let me ask you a question, brother. You eat pork?
Yes.
You eat pork?
Yeah.
So no. He was talking to the devil over there, the white man, right? But
I was about to be like, yeah, no, that's probably my point. That's probably me in more ways than you probably
all right, man. So have you ever heard that eating pork is a sin?
I've heard that.
Do you believe that?
No.
Or why is that?
I'll say it like this. I
Because it tastes good.
No, actually. So in and of itself, I don't believe it's what one did. I think Jesus said what one puts in the body is not what one makes that thing, as what one puts in
Get
one's
that.
mind.
Get
but
that.
it's saying that
It's not what comes out your mouth that defiles you. It's not what goes in, but what comes out your mouth that defiles you.
yeah, no, but it's saying that it's not so much
Get that.
what one consumes,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so much as what one, you know, I guess, I mean, integrates into oneself, identity. I don't know. I mean, shit. I mean, I say it like this: eating pork. There's a radical form of Hinduism. The followers are called the authority. They eat dead flesh, but in saying that, you know, they live a certain lifestyle that they
Yeah, get that.
No, gotcha. But in saying that, they can never eat like that religiously. And not be wrong about what they're doing. It's not the consumption of pork, but the ideas and connotations that are associated with swine.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Yeah. All right. I can understand that, but I want to get to the point. You just brought up Jesus speaking, right? About with the fire. I want to address that. Go ahead. Bring it up.
This is Matthew 15, and 17. Do not ye yet understand that whatsoever entereth in at the mouth goes into the belly and is cast out into the trough? But those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man.
So it's not actually talking about food there, brother. It's not actually. It's what you were saying. It's not. Basically, what it was saying that They weren't even talking about food. They were saying the doctrine of men, right? What they were speaking. That's what's going to defile, right? If you're not speaking that sound doctrine that's coming from the Most High, man, you're defiling, right? You're defiling yourselves, right? And give me, you got that in Leviticus? Oh yeah, keep going.
Hold on. And this is verse 9 on it. But in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
Right? So that's the doctrines and commandments of men, right? The Christian church will tell you that it's all good now, right? Jesus died for y'all to eat bacon and pork chops now. Like,
Wow, Jesus died for you gays.
right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Verse 19. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murderers, adulteries, fornication, thefts, false witness, blasphemies. These are the things which defile a man.
You see that? So that's what comes out your mouth and not goes in, right? Go ahead.
But to eat with unwashed hands defileth not a man.
Right, so it's not that because they were saying there, if you don't wash your hands before you're eating, you're going to be defiled, which is a commandment of men, right? That was never a law of God. So they're saying what comes out your mouth defiles you, right? Which is like lies, like slandering, blasphemies, all that stuff, man. So in reality, that wasn't talking about food. But go ahead and read that. Go ahead.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11. Chapter 11, verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof, and beat cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you.
So even the swine, right? The God has said that the swine is made unclean unto us, right? Even if we put this Bible down, right, and we look at the anatomy of that pig, right? That thing don't have no sweat glands. Like it don't got no pores. The only way that it could excrete
Excrement
is through, you already know, right?
Yeah.
Through them little canals and pipes through their hooves. They have little canals and like little tunnels that secrete pus and all the toxins that come out of them, right? So these animals can naturally clean themselves, right? They literally will eat anything, right? They would eat each other. They're scavengers, right? And they're the most defiled. That's why our people, right? Even Latinos, you know what I'm saying, and so-called African Americans, right? We love to eat pork chops and like pork, bacon, all this stuff, right? Well, not knowing we was given this stuff as scraps in slavery times, and we had to eat that stuff just to get by, right? But now we're willingly eating it now, right? But that's why we have high blood pressure, we got high cholesterol, we have health problems, right? And it's because we're still eating this nastiness, right? You got that? Go ahead, bring that up. Go ahead.
This is 1 John 3 and 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law.
So you see, so that law right there just says, thou shalt not eat the swine because it's an abomination unto you. Thou shalt not eat it. So it's a sin if you were to eat it. And if you sin, you're worthy of death. You know what I'm saying? For most, depending on the sin, but sin brings death. Go ahead.
I got a question. How many scriptures do you know about consuming food?
Consuming. At the top of my head, I got a couple. Why?
Okay, cool.
Would you like me to go into it?
I mean, you asked me earlier what I knew about scripture.
Sure.
And I'm saying I know there's a couple of scriptures about consuming food where they talk about consuming food as an allegory for sex. Or, they'll talk about consuming food, figuratively, that's how people live.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Saying, when you sit down to a meal, once you put a knife at their throat. I'm not saying that literally you take a knife and stick it to your throat when you sit down and eat with somebody.
Yeah.
But in saying you should control how you eat.
Right.
So in saying that, you'll see certain people, not just women, but men, and they'll eat, and the way they eat will be slovenly. So you'll see them eat. I don't know if you've ever seen Lord of the Rings. There's this, I want to say not the Return of the King.
I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. I'm not familiar with none of those movies.
So in
I
Lord of
see
the
them.
Rings, the Return of the King, there's this one scene, and a steward, he's eating.
Sure.
And so anyway, he literally sends his son to his death, but he's at a meal. And you can see from the way he eats how he makes his decisions. So if you've ever seen gangster movies where they'll sit down and they'll touch a napkin and they'll use a knife and fork, you can see the way people live their lives and their thought process and how they eat. That's why there's scriptural reference to how people eat. Not just using it as an allegory for sex, but also as something that should be taken and literally as food for thought. So if you see someone and they literally eat like a pig, I don't know how pigs literally eat, but the image of eating like a pig though.
Yeah, I understand.
You see spit coming out their mouths, food flying out.
Making noises.
Yeah,
I understand you, brother.
You get where it's ingratiating, and it's like, you know what? Thank you for the meal.
Get that.
So call me.
I feel you.
Yeah. You know,
I hear you.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Let me read you this on Isaiah though, involving the swine though. Go ahead, because this is a future prophecy that's going to happen, right? Go ahead.
Is Isaiah 66 and 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
That day of the Lord when He's going to come, right? Which we're waiting for. Each man up here, man. Right? That fire and that raises going to come. Go ahead.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
All the people going to die in that day. Go ahead.
They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh,
Eating that pig. Go ahead.
and the abomination, and the mouse,
Any other abomination, right? You know, shellfish, you know, lobster, crab, all that. We're not supposed to be eating that. Go ahead.
shall be consumed together, said the Lord.
So if you found in that day eating these abominations or doing any wickedness, the Lord says He's going to consume you that day, like with, you know, He's going to put you to death in that day of the vengeance, right? So we not. That's what we telling our people, man. We got to keep these laws because we don't want to be caught in that day with a damn pork chop in your mouth,
Right.
And the sky cracking, right? And it's not so much about like the food, but it's really because that was the Lord's commandment, and you going against His commandment, you will die. Go ahead.
His second Maccabees 7 and 1. It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh.
Right, so they were making them eat these swine's flesh over here, right? They got them and they're trying to make them eat it against their will. Go ahead.
And were tormented with scourges and whips. But one of them that spake first said thus, What wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers.
Right.
And that's right, man. Each man over here, we ready to die than to break these laws, right? We don't give a damn about no pork chops no more. We don't eat none of that. We don't smoke. We don't do drugs. We don't pimp our women. We don't do none of that. We done changed our ways, and that's what we're coming out here to tell you, brother, and every other brother out here. You know what I'm saying? Our people, because we're coming out of love and we're trying to make a difference in our community through the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to come back to these laws, man. You know what I'm saying? Most likely, you would be from the tribe of Judah, you know. And you most likely are Israelite, brother. And I suggest you really check out that flyer, check out the information. We on YouTube with it. And if you have any other questions, let me know. You know, or anything you want to talk about. You know, we up here.
Okay. In that case, I got a couple questions.
Sure.
So, in and of itself about time and prophecy. So, in saying that, you know, I get, you know, your studies something different than mine, but in saying that, you know, one of the things I hear is history repeats itself. So in saying that, you know, so in saying that, it's like, you know, I get, you know, there's not so much, you know, but in saying that, you know, I can't recall which one, but it's the African philosophy. So anyway, the African concept of time is a loop, an ever-widening loop, like a spiral. So in saying it starts like this, and it keeps getting bigger the further it goes around. But in saying that, you know, I'm not saying in and of itself it doesn't repeat itself, but in saying that, you know, it's like, because in saying prophecies, I guess there's a difference between a prophecy actually coming to life and being fulfilled.
Let me show you what you just said in the Bible, right?
Cool.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun.
So that which has been shall be, right? And there's no new thing under the sun. Like you said, kind of like you said, it's in the loop. He's gonna keep coming around.
Yeah, but like I will imagine in and of its saying, you know, it grows. I get we're literally, that's not to take it literally, you know, but in saying that, I mean, I'll say it like this. I mean, I get there's certain things, you know, you just have to meditate on, and you just have to kind of keep reading and studying until you
Kind of bring it up.
What verse was that?
Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. All right. Yeah, bring it up.
This Sirach 39 and 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies.
Right. So we got to meditate in that law, and we got to be occupied in prophecies, right? Because you said time in prophecies. That's how we're going to be able to do it, man. Northern Kingdom's destroyed out here, man. And then, go ahead, you got something else? Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
You see that? So that's what we're doing, right? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
That's it?
For like,
Go ahead.
Start over and read that. The first, I think it was the first verse. You could read that again.
Go ahead, read that again.
Yeah.
2nd Ezra 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Like, look at the time. Be aware of what's happening, basically. Go ahead.
And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I had told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right? That the day of vengeance, judgment day, right?
Got you. Shit. Have you ever heard of Gnosticism?
Gnosticism.
Okay, so in saying, you know, the deity named Abraxas, I think it's created 7 archons, you know, and one of them, Pistis Sophia, she created other brothers. So he's supposed to be the demiurge, the spirit of this world. And in of itself, I'll say it like this. Because she created him, he proclaimed himself God, and out of nowhere was a loud voice, her booming, you know, fool, you know, you are not God, blah, blah, blah. And he found that he's not the only thing out there. But in of itself, you know, he's supposed to create this world, and depending on kind of what story you believe, some would say he created the devil too. Maybe not. But in saying it, I say that because, you know, not just, you know, the inhabitants of the world, but that devil though was able to look above, you know, that demiurge and see what was going on above his head. So it's saying that
Let me ask you a question though. Who do you think the devil is?
Sure. I got a better question.
Give me Revelations. Give me
Is,
Revelations 2. Let's get Joe. Yeah.
No. Because instead of saying who, say what prerequisites define that word. Because if someone were to proclaim themselves God, that's like, well, shit, what makes you God? Because of wisdom?
Give me Psalms 83.
Because you know how to use a gun?
Or 82.
Because what? So in saying that, I'd say like this, there should be a bit more put into that than just, you know, because my thing is like in saying it, you know, I say like this. You call yourself on the Safari, is there not prerequisites for being that?
Yes.
Is there not shit that you have to do, stuff that you have to learn? I say like this.
Yes.
And then of it saying it, you know, I say like this. I wouldn't say that as an affiliate body, but in saying you have been initiated into a body.
Yeah.
So in saying that, you
Correct.
know, regardless of how you look at it, that initiation is played out with gangs. That initiation is played out with so and
Militaries,
so.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm familiar. Mm-hmm.
So in saying that, you know, like I'll see pieces of that
Right.
going on, not just in my life, but throughout other people's lives. And in saying that, when I see
You had said something about the gods, though, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to show you something. Go ahead, bring it up.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
Right, so the Bible says all the children of the Most High are gods. So every man you see standing up here are gods, and so are you if you choose to keep the commandments, man. You are a child of the Most High, most likely, man. It resonates with your spirit, man.
No, undeniably so. But in saying it, you know, I'm not the merciful. I'm not the.
For sure.
I can be benevolent.
For sure.
Don't get me wrong. But in saying it, some shit I just don't forgive.
Oh, I mean, for sure. I mean, there's a time and a place for everything, man. You have to equally weigh things out. But the thing is, people got a misconception of God, right? He loves everybody. He forgives everybody. He's so nice and loving, and kisses and hugs, right? But the Most High, right? We're not saying when we say we're gods, we're not saying that we're the Most High God.
And saying it, you know, I get it. I mean, I'll say it like this. I want to say that I don't know, the chapter I read was Elohim versus Jehovah. So in saying it, you know, there's Jehovah in and of himself, and there's the Elohim, El Adonai, El Elyon, you know.
Yeah, the Most High God, and compared to the Elohim, the angels.
But in saying that, you know, when you look at the translation, it's not just, you know, I don't think it translated to deity or divinity, but in saying it did translate to men of stature, men of prominence. So in saying
Elohim could be a couple.
You know, so in saying it, I get where it is, you know, to be someone who's prominent, to be known for certain characteristics, even if it's just one singular characteristic, you know?
Sure. You got some? Go ahead, bring it up.
This is Psalms 96, verse 4 and 5. For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised.
Right.
He is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens.
So this Most High God is greater than any other God. Period. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that created all the nations. He's the one that created this earth and everything else. And he's way above all them little demigods, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
So in saying that heavens, like, that's a reference to space above heaven.
Could you repeat that?
So in saying, in the verse it says, you know, the most worshipful God that he praised is the one who made the heavens.
Yeah, the heavens.
Gotcha. So in saying it, you know, I get where you know in Genesis it talks about how darkness covered the face of the deep.
Right.
Got you know, ocean is deep indeed, but in saying it, it's not quite the same. I'm not entirely sure who, but in and of itself, there's one figure who created what is called the metaphor. So in saying it, he talks about space, the cosmos, and I don't know, I think the void or something else, but in saying it, you know,
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, we don't subscribe to none of that.
No. Got you. But in saying it's an allegory for a triune entity, as opposed to, you know, just, you know, someone who can just say, oh, hey, you know, check me out, whatever.
Hold on, so you just used the word right there, right? Like you said a triune entity. Do you believe in the Trinity?
I believe in a Trinity. So
You believe in a Trinity.
A Trinity.
Okay, so can you describe your Trinity? Or you gotta read. Okay, I got a question, right? So how many Trinities are there?
I'll say it like this: how many gods are there?
There are many gods, but there is one Most High God.
Okay, then, man. Trinity is one Trinity that sees above all of them.
There's one Trinity.
I'm
You're good, brother. You're good.
You know, but in saying that, what it takes to be considered or called or classified as a god, totally different than being a triune entity or being a part of a trinity.
Sure.
You know, no, because in saying that, you know, when you have God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit, you still got to start with God.
You still got to start with God. Of course. All right. So, go ahead. Bring that up.
Deuteronomy 6 and 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
Right.
It's three.
Is one Lord.
So our God is one, though, right? And then Yahushua, who you know, Jesus, he would say there's only one true God, and that is the Father, right? So what I'm saying is, where do you get the concept of the Trinity in the Bible? Like, if you were to show me some in the Bible about the Trinity, where would you go? Because I don't see the Trinity at all.
I mean, to be completely honest, wouldn't even know where to tell you. I wouldn't even point to the Bible. I'd point to something very different. You
That
know?
makes sense.
Understood, but in saying that, you know, like that's why I said that's what I believe.
Right.
Where are you drawing that from?
Huh?
Where are you getting that concept from? It's not in the Bible.
Oh shit, hell, I'm not Christian to begin with.
I didn't say that.
No, I understood, but in saying that, you know, one of the ideologies I do subscribe to is Christian theology. So in saying that, it's saying that there is truth in all religions, but not all religions are all true. So in saying that, I get where there's stuff in the Bible, some of it may be true, some of it may be not. Some of it's probably just open to interpretation. Cool. But in saying that, to say that everything in it should be taken at point blank, I disagree. Is that something I subscribe to? No. But is it something that I will definitely learn from? Undeniably, yes.
So you subscribe to all religions technically, that's what you're saying?
No.
That's what you just told me.
No.
You take a little bit of truth from each religion.
No.
You believe in that.
I do. I believe in Christian theology.
So you believe in,
I believe that each religion has truth.
so would you subscribe to each religion? That's what I'm
No.
asking. What do you subscribe to?
Shit. I mean, to be completely honest, you know, I'm a follower of the left-hand path.
Can you describe that to me?
Yeah. So in saying it, you know, think of. So before you had Christianity, you had Gnosticism. So in saying that, you know, I follow more of the. And I would have said the proper term to describe it would be a sinisterist. I don't know what would describe.
Sinisterist?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Not necessarily anything that's destructive, but definitely one who dwells in and of the dark. So in saying that, you know, I get whether you're going to eat dead flesh and where y'all would not be taking some shit like that.
So
But in
are you
saying,
saying you participate in that?
I didn't say I participate in that, but I understand what that should have an effect on what it can do. Because in saying that, if you can meditate hard enough to raise someone from the dead for 5 to 7 minutes, scientifically, yeah, I'll eat dead flesh.
Why? That's not healthy.
I didn't ask if it was healthy.
I'm saying, why would you do it though? It's not healthy though.
Because if living like that would grant me the actuality of the power to raise someone from the dead, even if it's only for 5 to 7 minutes.
So you believe in the power.
Yeah.
So it's a left-handed power.
Not left-handed power, but it is.
That's where they get it from. You just said that.
No. Those are the left-hand path do shit like that.
Exactly. That's the same thing.
No, I understood. But in the Bible, Jesus Christ says he is the way, the truth, and the life. The way, that would be the middle path. I don't follow that.
No, that's not true. How is it a middle path? It's one path. There's no multiple paths.
I'll say it like this. But what you do...
No, you just misquoted Jesus.
No.
That's
I didn't misquote him.
Yes, you did.
Did he not say
Give me Matthew 7.
Did he not say that he was the way, the truth, and the life?
Exactly.
Okay.
But you just qualified it as being a middle path.
No.
That's what you just said.
Yeah.
So that's what you believe, right?
Yeah.
So I just told you misquoted. That's what I'm telling you.
No. I did not misquote him. Listen. I may have interpreted it wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You interpreted it wrong. That's what I'm saying.
No. Not you should subscribe to, but you should run for. Because you say that. When I say I follow the left-hand path, I get where those who follow the right-hand path.
Where does the left-hand path start? Where do you get that from? How did you discover that?
How did I discover that?
Yeah, what made you believe in it?
Shit. That's way back. I mean, I don't know. That was probably like I dropped out of school and started studying. And then I studied, you know, random Gnosticism. And from there, I don't know. I mean, if I said one thing led to another, that'd be the easiest way to make it make sense.
Do you believe in the higher power?
Oh, yeah.
Do you believe it's on the right-hand side or left-hand side?
Oh, shit. I believe when it comes to higher power, sides don't matter.
Sides don't matter, but you chose a side.
Yeah.
So whose side are you on?
I'm gonna follow the left-hand path.
So wickedness, right? Evil.
No.
How do you describe it to me though?
Okay.
Because you said sinisterous.
Yeah.
Something sinister isn't something positive though, right?
Not necessarily.
Describe something sinister that's positive.
Oh shit, positive. Shit, I can do better.
No, sinister. Something that's sinister that's being positive.
No, I heard you. I can do better than that. I can give you something that's sinister, that's constructive.
Okay.
Positive will make you feel good. Constructive, on the other hand.
Okay, give me the constructive sentences.
Okay, the Agorian.
The what?
The Agorian.
What is that?
So they're Hindus who eat dead flesh that I mentioned earlier.
Wait a minute. So eating dead flesh does what for you?
Eating dead flesh may not do
You
shit.
said the law, you know what I'm saying?
Eating dead flesh may not do shit for me. But with the lifestyle that they
Give me
live.
numbers 14.
No, and saying it, I say it like this. You know how you pray?
Yeah.
Okay? Somebody else might use that same word, and they might follow the similar action, whatever, they might pray too. But chances are, how should but in saying that,
Yeah, give me numbers 14. I want numbers 14.
would you say you're spiritual?
Of course.
So in saying that you being spiritual as you are, would you say that your prayers would have the same effect when atheists pray?
Absolutely not.
Okay then. So when they eat that, when the Agori eat that flesh, I don't expect it to have the exact same effect as when I eat that
That's not even the same stratosphere of what we're talking about.
No.
You said somebody praying and somebody physically eating that flesh.
No.
That's not the same.
No. You're looking at it differently because
It is different.
Because if you
It's something physical, something spiritual.
No. I understood. Because if in the Bible, if they use scripture to use food as an allegory for sex, then food can be an allegory for prayer too. That's the difference.
Oh, so
Now,
that's what you're saying.
No, yeah.
So people eating dead flesh is some type of spiritual connection to whatever they believe in.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. But anyways.
No, I didn't ask you to partake because I mean.
I didn't say it for that. I'm just saying my perspective is that's disgusting.
No, I
But it's not,
understand.
you're eating dead people.
No. Yes, dead flesh, rotting flesh.
And there's a benefit in that according to that particular belief.
Yeah.
All right, that's madness. Give me that.
No, but that's why I said I follow the left.
So have you eaten dead flesh before?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Human flesh. I'm pretty sure you're not talking about animals, right? You're talking about
I
human
know
flesh.
dead flesh is dead flesh, whether it's human flesh or animal flesh.
Okay, I want to clarify. Are those Hindus eating dead human flesh?
That too.
So would you eat dead human flesh?
Especially if I'm looking at 5 to 7 minutes.
What? What are you talking about? I thought you said they're raising people from the dead for 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, they eat dead flesh and meditate. What is it?
Wait a
Not-
minute.
Huh?
Earlier you said they can raise somebody from the dead for 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah,
So did they get the power from eating dead flesh? Is that what you're saying?
that too.
So they eat dead flesh and then perform miracles after that.
I didn't say that.
I'm asking you.
I said, no, that's one of the things that they do. They eat dead flesh. They don't bathe. They do cover themselves in ashes. They meditate. From the lifestyle that they live.
What's it called? Agori?
The Agori. Aghori.
Where you at?
H-O-R-I.
Dead bodies? You know that? The 13. Huh? Who is that? That's crazy. So you follow their practices.
Some of them. I say it like this.
That's insane.
Some. I mean, shit. I say it like this. Jesus Christ himself was one of the saints.
Prove it.
Huh?
Prove it.
I mean, shit. Okay. What do you know about etymology?
No.
No. I say no. I say it like that because
I told you to prove it. I know what etymology is, but that's different. You're changing the topic now.
No, because just like he Googled the Agori, he can Google the Essenes. E-S-S-E-N-E-S.
Essenes?
Essenes.
Oh, Essenes. Jesus Christ was an Essene. Yeah, I agree.
That's what
But they didn't eat dead flesh?
I didn't say that. No way did I ever put them two together.
Brother.
No.
You said Jesus Christ was an Essene. I agree, but he was more than that.
No, I'm not denying that.
But he didn't eat dead flesh.
I didn't say that.
That's against the laws of God. That's crazy.
Yeah, no. I didn't come to that. I didn't.
You just said that though.
No, I didn't.
What'd you say?
No. I said Jesus Christ is. I said Essene.
Essene.
And saying that, no. But I said, kind of as a play on words because you said that shit's insane. Now, in saying that, I get it. He don't eat dead flesh. Cool. But other people do.
Yeah, they're pretty sick. But my thing is this: like, where did you start practicing, the left-hand path? When? Because from my understanding of the left-hand path is pretty much anything that's destructive. It's just a right-hand path and left-hand path, and that goes back Kabbalah, Gnosticism.
Yeah, no. I mean, it touches on that, but the left-hand path is supposed to take one into the darkness so far that they step out into the light.
Why?
I don't know, but in saying this,
What has that done?
oh shit, plenty. I have no intention of ever stepping into the light. I intend to die in darkness. Like point blank period.
Give me 1 Thessalonians
Nah,
5.
because what pisses me off is I run into people and they'll have their own thoughts or beliefs or ideas and ideologies. Cool, but in saying that, if you ain't got the power to raise the dead, and I don't mean 5 to 7 minutes either. I mean back to life.
Have you seen that in person?
No.
So how do you know they can do it?
How do you know they can?
So you're basing this belief off of that. So how do you know they can? Confounded. Give me
Not
that.
confounded, just
This is
You can't prove it. You just read it in the book and you believe it. Crazy. Go ahead.
Numbers 19 and 13.
This is why we know you're an Israelite. You're going off the deep end. Read.
Whosoever touches the
11.
he that touches the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days.
That's how it works. As long as the guy said if you touch an unclean body or you touch a dead body, you're unclean. So if you want to go that route, you'll be unclean. Read. It's sin.
He shall purify himself with it on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day he shall be clean. But if he purify not himself on the 3rd day, then the 7th day he shall not be clean. Whosoever touches the dead body of any man that is dead, and purifieth not himself, defileth the tabernacle of the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
Cut off. That's how the laws of God's work.
No,
The creator of the universe.
I understood.
Yeah, not a God of the glory. That's crazy
No,
talk.
I understood. I did not say that.
Give me
Yeah. That's all working.
right here.
That'd be a different story.
1 Thessalonians 5 and 5. 5 and 4. For ye brethren
You're brethren of ours. And we consider you an Israelite, read.
are not in darkness,
We're not in darkness, read.
that day should overtake you as a thief.
You're going away to destruction. That's what's going to happen. We gotta warn you. You want to live a life of a leftist or what's it called? What do you say? Sinisterous? That's crazy, bro. Read.
Ye are all the children of light.
We're the children of the light, not darkness. You should cross over to the light. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Read.
And the children of the day, we are not of the night, nor
Not at night or darkness. Why do you want to be on that side, man?
Can you raise the dead?
If the Most High deemed the power to give me, yeah, of course.
Yeah, but if the
I'm not looking to do that right now. I'm trying to raise it. Give me that. You know what I want? Proverbs 21. Where you at? Oh yeah, read.
This is Proverbs 6 and 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
The law is light. That's what you gotta follow. That's what the brother was saying earlier, man. That dark path that you trying to dwell on and learn from and all that stuff, that's not gonna get you nowhere.
Maybe, but it got me to San Francisco.
Okay, what are you doing now?
I'm listening to you.
No, what are you doing with your life?
Oh, in San Francisco?
Yeah, what are you doing with your life?
Shit, I mean, right now,
Yeah.
I'm getting a job, after I get a job, then I'll probably, get initiated into a rational occult organization and go from there.
A what?
A rational
A cult organization?
Yeah.
Freemasonry or what?
No, I mean, he has his own school, but they're just they're just left-hand path, I mean.
Where can I find this stuff at? Is there a website? Or is there a pamphlet I've missed?
No, I mean,
So what you're telling me is madness.
I say it like this. I understand that. I don't know if you've heard of his name, but if you've ever seen Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, his name's Christopher something, and he plays Sauron and Count Dooku. Both of them.
Oh, he has a school. I know what that is.
Yeah. And
So he created his own cult.
No.
Or somebody based the information off of that.
No. He has a quote that I was about to say. And then he says, you know, he's portrayed that shit in movies. And if you're not careful when you actually do shit like that, you will literally lose your mind and or your soul, if not both, and more than what you bargained for.
Doing what? By doing what?
Doing shit on the left-hand path, like eating that
So you signed up for that, right?
Hell yeah!
Read that.
I get it, it's not everybody.
You lost your mind. Read.
Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding.
That's what you do. You wander out of the way of understanding. You're looking to these people that aren't even your own people for some type of spiritual guidance, man. How does that work? You know how foolish you sound?
No, how foolish
Are those
do I
people
sound?
even in America?
Yeah.
Where?
In California.
No, the Agorian people. Where are they at?
Oh, the Agorian, they're in India.
Exactly. Why can't you do that in America?
I don't know. I guess nobody ever understands.
No, because it's madness, brother.
No, I don't think it's that madness.
And nobody in their right mind would eat a dead human.
Maybe. But in saying that, nobody in their right mind would believe in some shit that they can't conceive of. So in saying
That's a broad statement. What are you talking about?
I get that's a broad statement. But
So you got to clarify it.
No, I understood.
But I don't believe in a lot of different things. But there's a reason behind it.
Granted. Now, in saying that, if you would have had some of the shit happen to you that's happened to me, you take the Agorian a little differently. But in saying that,
all you mentioned was them eating flesh and putting ashes on their bodies. What other things do they do for you?
they live a form of death. That's the difference.
So you're looking to die.
Shit.
That's the bottom line. You just want to die somewhere and get raised from the dead.
Shit.
You want to put your life into some foreign person that already eats dead flesh.
No.
What if they just eat your body and not bring you back to life?
Wouldn't be a problem. I mean, shit, I'm not trying to be resurrected. And saying that.
But you want to resurrect people.
Yes.
Read that from the top.
The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
You're in the congregation of the dead right now, mentally and spiritually. You lost your damn mind, brother.
Mentally.
Joseph? Your name's Joseph, right?
Yeah.
You're bugging the hell out.
Not really.
You're bugging out.
No. Understood. Because when I say like I'm aware of myself, like Alistair.
I believe you're aware of yourself.
No, understood. Alistair Crowley is not he's the one who's attributed to the quote, but his name is Alapili. He's the one who initially came up with the saying, know thyself. And saying that when you have been mad with grief the way I have for as long as I've been, you get where you know where it's grief versus passion. So in saying that, I get where I look at things differently because of the shit that I grieve. So in saying that, I don't expect you to understand that shit.
Well, I'm trying to understand it. That's what I'm asking you questions for.
No, I got you.
I want to understand. I'm hearing new information. Trying to understand where you're coming from.
No, understood.
I'm still telling you you're going on.
No, understood, because when you brought up the way of understanding, there's a difference between something being interpreted versus being understood. And saying that...
But there's a context to what you just read, though.
No, understood.
The way of understanding is what? A heritage that was given to us by the creator of heaven and earth.
Understood.
The laws of God. That's the way of understanding.
Understood. And in saying that...
The way of light, like we just read.
No, understood. And in saying that, I told you, I'm one of darkness. I dwell in darkness. I enjoy the darkness. And saying that, one of the things I don't tell about people, but I'll just like improve at, is when people actually come to the understanding of me, they can see me as being a curse. So in saying that...
Well, we can tell you you're cursed right now.
I don't know. I get that.
That's the easy thing to say.
No. It's an easy thing to say, but to comprehend and understand is something that you haven't quite gotten.
Brother, he just told you about 20 minutes ago, we're cursed from thousands of years ago.
No, I got you.
So I don't know what context you're in.
No. There's a difference between saying, oh, we're cursed as a people.
We are.
I am cursed as a people, regardless of everything else going on with y'all. That's different.
Well, we know you are, though.
No, you know
based
it.
on who you come from, who you sit from,
No,
and what you're not doing.
You know it now because I said it.
No. I know it because you're not practicing the laws of God.
No. That's totally different. That's
No, it's
totally
not.
different. Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. No. There's a difference between being cursed because, you know...
So what do you curse with? What do you curse with?
If I knew, I'd probably say it, but it's saying
If you knew, you probably... What are you talking about?
I said,
Why are you making that proclamation if you can't describe it to me?
Oh, describe it? Shit.
What makes you curse? What curse are you going based upon? Because now you're just spewing rhetoric to me if you can't describe what you're doing. No. This is what you said. You just said what you experienced drove you to go onto the left hand side. And then you're saying you're cursing outside of everything everybody else is going through.
Yeah.
So describe what you're going through. What makes you curse?
Symptoms of my curse?
Yeah.
Shit, how? Lack of understanding. Shit, no.
Bro, what are you talking about?
No.
Lack of what understanding?
When's the last time someone told you no one's going to know your existence until they realize you're black?
Changing the topic, brother.
No, not changing the topic.
We're changing the topic.
Not changing the topic.
We're talking about what makes you curse.
You asked me
You
what
can't,
makes
you
me
can't
curse.
describe it to me. Everybody knows you're black. Everybody knows you're black. By your skin tone. That's just basic information, brother.
No, I get that.
If somebody sees you walking from a mile away, that's a nigga over there. What you mean they're not gonna notice you? What are you talking about? I need to understand what you're trying to explain to me.
It doesn't matter at this point. Shit, you can't bring back the dead and I can't.
Okay, but you believe in it though.
No, not believe. No.
The glory can't?
They can't.
Huh?
The glory can't either.
Shit, I don't know they can. I don't know they not. But in saying that, am I in San Francisco or am I in New Delhi, India?
But guess what?
Is this
Guess what?
Is this
Guess
America
what?
or is this India?
Even if you
Is
were
this
over
America
there, even
or
if
is
you
this India?
look, even
Is
if you
this
were over there,
America?
the people wouldn't accept you, man. The people won't accept you.
Maybe not.
They won't accept you. They won't accept none of us.
Maybe not.
Right?
I don't know.
Because
But
all we are just niggas who speaks to everybody, man. That's why.
Probably. But in saying that shit, hell, if you don't give a fuck, I give a fuck a whole lot less than you thought you wanted to pretend you did.
They don't
I
care
set
about
myself
you.
apart for no goddamn reason, just for the shits and giggles. So in saying that, like, I get that. I don't expect people to walk the path or understand that I do. I'm cool with that. That's why I came to California and then I didn't go to some goddamn ashram, for lack of a better word. Hell, that's why I left New York. Hell, 'cause I get that. There's shit I do that only I can do. And in saying it, I get what it is that to have people watch literally aspects of my life play out in front of them on some psychic shit and just be like, yep, that definitely happened, and then go back to doing whatever the fuck it is they were doing. And saying, I get that. I've been learning myself with that, but I can't fix that, I can't change that. You wanna know what? So in saying that, it's whatever.
So look, you said that you came over here, right?
Yeah.
All the way from New York. Have you ever thought about the Most High did that? The Most High brought you in front of the belly of the Lord right now?
The most time made the worst goddamn decision you ever fucking made. Some shit you just don't.
Here you go.
With what? What decision did he make?
Oh, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Nah, because I said I came here from New York. He said, well, you ever think that maybe the Most High got you from New York? Maybe you should have never sent my black ass to New York. Maybe you should
Where are you from?
Maybe you should have left my goddamn ass in the gutter in Atlanta.
So you're from Atlanta.
No, I'm from Texas.
So what made you go from Atlanta to New York to California?
Actually, it was from Texas to Oklahoma to Georgia to New York to California.
So what drove you to those locations?
The people I was staying with moved to Oklahoma, went to University in Oklahoma, dropped out, went to Atlanta.
With the same group of people?
No, totally different. Not inaccurate, but not inaccurate, but not inaccurate.
Would you consider yourself a vagabond?
I wouldn't say that.
You're here by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a location to rest your head? You're not homeless?
I mean, I'd say yeah, but I mean.
Were you homeless in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Were you homeless in New York?
Yeah.
So, what did the Most High do that was so bad that you're blaming him for, I guess, not keeping you in Atlanta?
I didn't say I was blaming him.
You just said he made the worst decision by bringing you there.
I said if that's the truth, then the worst decision that the Most High could have ever made was sending my black ass to New York.
Why? What happened in New York?
Oh, when's the last time you asked for some shit you knew you didn't want?
That's not my question.
No, I get that, but in saying that,
You would never do that.
okay then, I would never ask for certain things. And saying that you have no idea what it is to literally live a reprobate lifestyle, because
I know exactly what a reverent lifestyle is, but you have a choice to move forward in a different direction.
No, I get you. And that's why, I left New York. Because you go back and they'll be like, he should have stayed. He could have gotten married. We wanted him to be a good man. He was such a great kid. And it's like, you know what? Let me
You didn't want to be that. Is that what you're saying?
that too.
Is that when you discovered you wanted to be on the left-hand side of things?
No, I've been knowing that shit.
Okay, so what's so surprising? Why are you saying you didn't ask for that thing?
No, because I didn't want to go to New York, but I did it anyway.
Okay, so you made a decision to go to New York, but you didn't want to.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm hearing, what I'm gathering, because he just asked you a question, and like I said, you still haven't necessarily answered.
What was the question?
You asked him what? What did you ask him like 5 minutes ago? Did he say something about the Most High? That was the worst decision he ever made. He brought you here. Yeah, he brought you here today.
I brought me here.
No, the Most High brought you here today.
I brought
Give
me
me Psalms
here.
90.
You want to know how real it is? What you gonna do to stop me from walking away?
Nothing.
Exactly.
And that'll be the will of the Most High as well.
Probably.
And that's exactly what we're saying. You come up here as long as you are, Most High had you come and talk to the men of the Lord. Yes, he did.
I had me come up.
Right.
Most times I had you talking to me. But not the
It's
other.
the same thing.
No, it's not.
We didn't know you were going to come up here, but the Most High did.
But I did.
The creator of heaven and earth did.
Right.
Of course he did. Do you believe that? He's all powerful, all knowing?
Shit, what you call power?
Who's the creator? Who created earth?
I don't know. I know
The
it
Gory can't tell you?
Shit, hell, I can't. Yeah, I know it wasn't me.
Can that Gory tell you since you followed him?
I wouldn't even ask him.
Why?
No, because that's not too sure I care if they knew or not.
Well,
If they wouldn't teach me how to raise the dead, I'd fuck with that shit.
But they can't raise the dead either.
You don't know that.
You say you don't know that. You've never witnessed
I
it.
don't not know that.
You never witnessed it though. Have you seen it on YouTube? So what makes you believe it? Some books?
Huh?
Some books made you believe it?
No.
What made you believe they can raise people from the dead?
Shit you
Is that your
don't-
imagination?
No. Shit, I know you don't believe in it.
Well, I'm asking, brother. Because you said you don't know if I can or you don't know if they can.
Yeah.
Where you at? 99 or 98. Taylor and Stone. Yeah, 99. What's that? Yeah, right here.
This is Psalms 90, verse 9. For all our days are passed away in thy wrath. We spend our years as a tale that is told.
In our years, and the tale is already told. Give me Psalms 55 or Isaiah 55.
Yeah, no,
And
that's personal. I relate to that.
Exactly. So you don't know where you're gonna go, but the Most High already knows.
You say that.
Hey, what's that? What'd you say?
I said you say that.
That's the truth.
I'm not arguing with you, but you say that. Because if you had to ask me if I believe that, I'd say no.
You believe you have free will to do whatever you want, believe whatever you want, and go wherever you want.
I believe in a
It's not a problem, but I would tell you that's not true.
No. I believe in a soft form of determinism.
What?
A soft form of determinism.
Determinism?
Yeah.
So if you're determined to do something, you can achieve it. That type of thing? What does that mean?
It's a school of philosophical thought that depending on the decision you make, the decisions that
Give me Isaiah 34.
that supersede those have already, that if they've been made before then, they will already determine the ending or the outcome. As opposed to, I'll say it like this. Have you ever heard of,
Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
you ever studied Machiavelli?
No, I know what he is.
I read The Prince. What other books have you read of his?
Huh?
I read The Prince, the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in it, he talks about the fate of the armed prophet versus the unarmed prophet. So people will believe shit just because it's convenient, sounds good. Woo, yeah, hedonistic, yeah, But in saying that, when it's no longer convenient and you don't have a sword a sword point or a gun to
Exactly. There's no fear behind it. You don't have to pretty much abide by what you learned while you were under the tip of the sword or whatever.
Understood. So in saying that, when you have people get where you have so often, I feel like when you see different philosophical ideas come together, you get where it correlates. So in saying that, when you have people who govern themselves like that, they don't want to create new institutions for the old ones for just as well as the new ones, if not better, and I've already got my place. So in saying that, when you have institutions like that, you get where there's a certain cycle. I think Yeah, I don't know his name, but he mentioned it earlier, you know, where I don't recall the verse. It wasn't Ecclesiastes 1:9, I think, but it says, you know, shit's happening again, so horrible parable.
Nothing new under the sun.
Yeah,
Nothing new under the
that's in
sun.
Ecclesiastes.
There's nothing new under the sun.
No, not where there's nothing under the sun. The part where he's talking about where shit repeats itself. And it's saying that, you know, you see certain things that will pop up, not so much, you know, religiously, but secularly too. And you can see the secular as being semi-religious, or, you know, a-religious or amoral. You know, you get where a Jeffersonian Bible would hit people differently than a regular Bible.
So that's the thing, though. We don't believe in anything like that. Like
No.
in the secular world, religious world, we all see it as one. It's all happening, and it always will happen, and it will continue happening. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get you. That's why I said like that. There's a difference between me saying what I believe versus saying what I know. I get when I say something and I believe it, that no way, shape, form, or fashion means him or correlates to him. Because it's saying that, you know, I get where, you know, he wouldn't do shit with the authority. He'd probably read them scriptures, teach them from the Bible, cool. Because they probably return the favor and be like, well, shit, let me show you yoga and teach you from the Bhagavad Gita. So
Before, though, what's the Bhagavad the Vedas? None of that's going to help our people, though. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I get you. Maybe not. Because in saying that, when you talk about the difference between Bhakti yoga versus Karma yoga, you get where it's different. Because for the Hindus, they have Krishna consciousness, which I'm saying that you have people, you know, who for lack of a better word, subscribe to the ideology.
That's fine in there. That's theirs, though. That's theirs.
No, understood.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I get you. But in saying that, I get where it's different for them. That's why I follow the left-hand path and not the right-hand path. Because if you tell me some shit like, don't eat pork, I'm going to say, who? And then I'm going to go sneak me some goddamn bacon. And if you catch me, well, shit, you already know what it is. You want some bacon too?
Oh, man, you're going to be destroyed if you don't repent.
That's crazy. That's madness, brother.
Yes,
So you're following everybody else's culture but your own. That's the problem.
No.
That's what he's talking about. That's what we're trying to get you to understand.
No, that's my...
I don't have to read the Bible, look at the gory things. Yeah, these dudes are doing some stupid stuff.
I feel like...
Something I would never do.
Understood.
That doesn't make any sense. If I see what they do on some type of sitcom or some type of reality TV show, but these dudes is bugging the hell out.
Yeah.
You know why? They're used to it. We're not used to it.
Got you.
You're basing this off of one concept of him raising the dead. That's the only thing you've been harping on this whole time.
No.
Thinking he's trying to raise the dead, I'm gonna go with them. That's all you've been saying.
No.
There's no other concept. There's no other. What's the word? There's no other. There's no other type of wisdom in anything that you're saying about this.
No, I'm saying that.
Putting acid on your body and raising from the dead. What else do they do? What else do they do? Yoga? What else? What else?
I mean, shit.
What else represents the left-hand side that they do? That you're so enamored with.
Enamored with?
You're enamored with it. That's all you keep saying.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not disagreeing with you. I get it. I definitely...
Where's the wisdom in it? What wisdom are they giving you?
Shit, I'll keep the Bhagavad Gita some more and let you know.
All right. You don't know enough.
That's not even theirs.
Not even her.
It's not even theirs.
What?
The Bhagavad
No.
That's not even that important.
No. I said to listen, I said left-hand path. It is an extreme radical form of Hinduism. Not saying that, you know, because if you had to ask me, you know, is it? I don't know.
So it's not about the Agori alone. It's just whatever's on the left-hand path you subscribe to.
That too.
Aleister Crowley, all that stuff. Because he was a wicked freak. You know that, right? You read his book?
Actually, no.
He was eating human flesh too, doing all type of pedophilia and eating feces and drinking piss and all that stuff. You want to do that?
I didn't say I wanted to do it.
But that's what he subscribes to. He's left-hand side.
And everybody...
So you're willing to do it, right? Live and eat a wicked life.
Everybody who subscribes to the left-hand path ideology does not do
I
that.
didn't say that. I didn't say that. But
Because in saying that,
But you're living a whole lifestyle filled with that, right? You want to do that.
No.
No, I'm saying you want to do that, right?
I am not a Vegemite.
I don't know what that is, but that's what you described it.
Those are the guys who follow Crowley.
Alice Crowley's people? Okay,
Yeah.
not a problem.
That's
But you also say you want to join the occult, some type of occult.
Yeah.
What are they going to practice there?
Shit, I don't know. Probably smoking scorpion venom and studying.
So if they start eating poop and piss, are you going to do it with them?
I mean, if we smoking scorpion venom, yeah.
Are you going to eat poop and drink piss?
I mean, it depends. I mean,
So yes. Give me that.
Shit, I'll take a yes before.
This is Sirach 11.
Let's read the holy word of God.
Okay.
Read.
Sirach 11 and 16. Error and darkness
Error and darkness does what?
had their beginning together with sinners.
You're a sinner. Flat out. Oh, I'm a stick a piece of bacon. Even I told him it's against God's word. Read.
And evil shall wax old with them
People should act woe with Joseph. Read.
that glory therein.
Glory in wickedness, man. That's your problem.
Whoa. Not wickedness. Power. And
No.
power is wicked, and indeed I am.
Listen, you keep saying the left-hand side. What's the left-hand side represent?
Darkness.
Oh, exactly. So it's wickedness, right? Is darkness wickedness?
No.
It's not. What is dark? What is darkness?
Darkness is not in and of itself what you make it, but darkness is like that. It is not always violent. Sometimes
I didn't say anything about violence.
No, understood, but I
I
said
said it's evil. It's synonymous with evil and wickedness.
Listen. That's why I said darkness is like violence, similar. Or to be more-
That's what you're trying to make it painted as. I'm painting a broader stroke.
I said like this, darkness would be better if I used death instead of violence.
But it's darkness wickedness.
No.
It's violence wickedness.
No.
All right. Now you're playing the game. Now you're playing the game.
No, not playing the game.
Playing the game.
And if you have enemies, what are you gonna do?
It depends.
Okay, so if you're
What type of enemy?
No, because if you're
An enemy in what?
an aggressive enemy, and he comes to strike you, are you gonna take that blow and turn the other cheek?
I'm going to defend myself.
Okay then. So in saying that violence,
But that's not what you said.
but when that leads to violence, then what?
And when the opportunity comes, and I'll meet it with aggression.
Okay then.
But that's not what I'm talking about.
No,
You just changed the subject again.
I did not change the subject.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
Brother, Joseph, did you hear what you said earlier?
Hell yeah.
About 2 minutes ago, right? What did you tell me?
Which one? Death and darkness or death and violence?
I just read a verse to you, right?
Yeah.
You're dwelling on darkness.
Yeah.
And I said, and I asked you, is that wickedness?
No.
You said no. And then you said, okay, violence is darkness. I said, is violence wickedness? You said no. So now you're trying to make it seem like, okay, well, if somebody attacks me, which I agree, it's not necessarily wickedness, you're defending yourself.
Hold on.
But I'm saying it's more than that. I'm not just saying just violence is darkness. No.
No, because in saying that, I'm not saying that, violence is acceptable, or violence is acceptable in all forms, or darkness cannot be conceived in wickedness, or wickedness cannot be conceived in darkness. And
That's my
saying-
point.
No, understood.
It's
Because
not.
that's exactly why I have no problem with, because I'll say like this. I'll say like this. I've had conversations with people in similar forms like this, and I told them how realistic some of the shit I was doing was. And I said, dude, what's up to me, blows out my brain, don't call the police, don't touch the body, treat it as of the old way.
What old ways?
As of 2,000 years.
What would they do with their bodies? They bury their bodies.
Not all of them, not the cursed ones. You leave that shit to rot in the street, let that curse become
Where's
you.
this? Where's this at?
Huh?
2,000 years ago, where?
Where was
Where did they do that at? Leave their body in the streets to just rot until it's cursed.
where first?
Where? Make yourself up.
No, I'm not making
So
this
where
up.
did it occur at this? I'm asking you. You're trying to tell me something. I want to know more information.
How that's like saying somebody's
But
gonna
that's not even healthy, like honestly.
what?
Leaving a dead body out to rot for weeks on end.
As long as you didn't touch that shit, why would you have a
The
problem?
fumes alone is going to be an issue for you.
Not really.
How you figure?
I say it like this. When I was in New York, I didn't get to see a dead human body, a dead mortal body, but in saying that I've seen enough dead animal bodies and walked behind them. Day after day after
Okay.
day. I've literally spent time just watching that and keep that flesh and hailing the fumes. So I get that, with the fumes. Understood. Not asking you to partake of that shit. But
Well, I
that's
would.
shit I do.
I drive by roadkill all the time.
No, I understand.
Well, right?
But do you take the skulls home afterwards?
Absolutely not.
I do.
Why?
That's the difference.
Why?
Oh, shit, because I pay.
All right, not a problem. That's your choice. But read it. Actually, no, read this first.
Ecclesiastes 12:12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books.
You've read too many books. It's warped your mind.
I read too many books just to believe some shit I hear.
What do you mean? What are you hearing? Are we talking about the Bible or what?
No, that's it.
But you believe in the Bible, though.
No.
You say you take a little bit from every religion though, earlier,
I
right?
said I believe in Christian theologians.
Exactly.
And so in saying that, I understand there's truth in the Bible.
Okay, I agree.
Now, in saying that, what I pick out of the Bible,
You believe in truth.
I believe in truth.
Okay, so you believe in the truth of the Bible.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I just told you. Go ahead.
There is no end.
Read that inside.
And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books, that there is no end. And much study is a weariness of the flesh.
Studying too much is wearing your flesh. It made you drove you to the left-hand side of things, man. There's no benefit in doing that. What is the skull of an animal going to do for you? Can you explain?
It gives me something tangible.
To do what with? Listen, brother.
No, I didn't add, no. Listen.
This is insane.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you.
How old are you?
Me?
How old are you?
I don't know, I think like 28.
You think you're 28? All right. How long you been on left-hand path? How long you been on left-hand path?
Shit, probably about... I'll say like this, how long have I known or how long...
Yeah. How long have you known and drawn fond of it?
I don't know, probably 8 years now.
8 years? All right. Either way, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I'm here to try to coerce you into avoiding that lifestyle. There's no benefit. You can't even, like I said, you can't even give me any benefits of what you believe in right now. Whether it's the glory, whether it's some type of a cult, whatever you want to join, none of that. Whatever you describe it to me, there's no wisdom and there's no benefit to it, except for you just want to do it. That's all you've been telling me.
No, I understand. I get what you don't agree with that.
Now I'm telling you the facts.
No.
I don't agree with it because obviously it doesn't make any sense. You're not giving me any benefit in what you want to practice. That's what I'm telling you.
That's another thing. And until you said it, I probably wouldn't have got to that. Because I will tell people I like to spend my I do see myself to spend my time third person. But in saying that, there's a difference.
Wait a minute, what did it say? You spend your time as a third person?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means where I can see shit differently than other people. So in
reference to what?
Whatever. Because in saying that, the left-hand path is not something...
This is just vague answers here.
No, not vague, specific. If you want
You said
to
whatever.
understand,
How do you see things differently from me?
I say it like this.
I'll need an example.
Are you a Red Sox fan?
Yes. Baseball, right? Yeah, I'm a Red Sox fan. Absolutely. I'm not lying to you either. Boston Red Sox, San Francisco Giants. I'm both of those things.
No. Who? I mean, but it's saying that...
See, I just cut yourself.
No. Shit, I'm saying it like this. Hold on.
I'm a Red Sox fan, brother.
Yeah, I got plenty of scars.
That's fine. I got scars too.
No. I mean,
So how do you see things differently? Because you lost that. You lost that round.
Yeah, no.
You lost that round.
But it's saying that you're not the type of person who's gonna set themselves on fire.
Of course not.
I am.
Listen.
But you
You're just saying that stuff.
No.
Have you done it before?
Well, I put cigarettes out on myself.
Well, that's not saying yourself on fire,
though.
though. That's not saying yourself on fire.
No.
You just might be a pain freak, that's all.
Maybe not. It depends. I'll say it like this. Whenever I decide to get like those monks and just douse myself in kerosene and then just...
Is that what they do?
Some of them during World War II as a protest, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a little extreme.
A little extreme, but in saying that, I have a schedule to keep and shit to do and take care of still. But in saying that,
Oh, okay. So,
Okay, I mean, shit.
well, no, I'm not laughing at that. I'm just saying the whole left-hand side thing kind of comes crashing down because you have to keep a schedule. What? To eat, sleep, make money, have a place to live eventually.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
No, I get that.
You're not truly dedicated to the left hand side, dude.
No. That's totally
Are you trying to work your way to New Delhi?
No.
You don't want to go there and learn how to raise it from the dead?
No. I'll say it like that.
So you're not truly dedicated. That's what we're saying.
To what?
To learn what you want to practice, to be a part of the Agori people.
Oh, I didn't say I was trying. I was shooting for that.
No. That's what you said earlier.
No.
You're drawn to him,
No.
and you're looking to him for some type of what's the word? Some type of not a fetish. Yeah, you want to fit in with him. You want to do what they do, essentially, correct?
No.
You don't want to raise me from the dead? You just
I
said
didn't
that.
say that.
Listen, brother, let me just read this Bible. Read.
It's Isaiah
I'm
5.
going to cut you off. I knew you were going to say something. Let me read this.
Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good.
It's calling evil good. Burning yourself alive, eating human flesh, doing all type of yoga madness. Read.
And good evil.
You calling good evil. Laws of God. He just said, if I tell you you pork is a sin, you're going to turn around and do it anyway. It's madness. Go ahead.
That put darkness for light.
Put darkness for light. You agree? Of course you agree.
And light for darkness. That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
That's your problem. Is that it? Go ahead.
Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes.
Woe unto Joseph was wise in his own eyes. Woe is another term for destruction. You're going to be destroyed, man. Period. Go ahead.
And prudent in their own sight.
Prudent in their own sight, you want to learn things that you're familiar with. That drove you to that left-hand side. You said you went through certain things to drive you that way, but I'm pretty sure we've all been through similar things to you. All right, I'm gonna, like I said, every time I ask you a question, you leave it kind of open-ended and vague. So
Sometimes, not all the time.
So what drove you to the left-hand side?
Greed.
Greed? From what? Not knowing your dad or what? Because you said that earlier. From what? Give me the main point that drove you that way. The main factor that drove you to the left-hand side. Because everybody has greed. People die around you. Huh?
Hold on. The one thing that drove me the most to the left is hatred.
Who's hatred?
Mine.
You hating somebody else or you hating yourself?
No. Me hating someone else.
Who do you hate? Or who did you hate?
Nobody you've ever met.
Of course not.
No, I get that, but that's what happened.
This is your father?
No.
Your mother?
No. I'm not hating the bitch too, but shit, how?
That's not good.
That's not her, that's her problem. She
Well, that's your problem.
Shit, hey.
It's your problem. I'm pretty sure your mom doesn't hate you.
Where that bitch at?
I mean, that's irrelevant.
My point exactly.
It's still up here.
Not really.
It is up there.
No,
You just told it to me.
She mean more to you than she do to me.
I mean, that may be true, but
Shit.
I don't know either. Maybe she deserves death as well, but who knows? I'm gonna say you shouldn't hate her. She brought you into the world. So, who's the person that you hate? What did they do to you? Now we gotta get to the nitty gritty. What drove you to this left hand side, man?
I mean, shit.
I need to know that for a fact, because you've been explaining all this other esoteric knowledge and occultism. Like that's irrelevant. We're trying to get to the basis of Joseph and how he thinks.
Okay. I mean, shit. I say like this. I got to about 6:30. We can go as far as you want to go. Yeah. Got 29 minutes.
28 minutes. Go ahead.
I'd say like this. I mean, shit. How I'm vain, petty, spiteful.
No, that's not what I asked you.
Huh?
Who do you hate? What made you hate him?
I hate somebody who's probably been dead longer than I live in San Francisco, and I hate him because he likes humiliating.
He likes humiliating you.
Yeah.
Okay. Did this happen 8 years ago, or when you were younger?
We're probably about 14 years ago at this point.
When you were a teenager?
Actually, probably like that long. I don't know. Probably around 2012. I guess about like...
It's around 28. What's
I don't
that?
know, about 10 years.
What's about you?
I don't know, probably.
Huh? What'd you say?
About a decade.
About a decade?
Yeah.
So them humiliating you drove you to hate them, and then somehow gravitate towards some type of life of darkness.
Yeah, I guess.
So darkness makes you happy, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. Now we're getting somewhere. You got Sirach 28?
I mean, shit, hell, if you would have asked, you know, me to describe myself with the word that starts with an N, I would have said necrophiliac. But then again, you know.
Necrophiliac? What is that?
So basically,
A necrophiliac?
No, not necrophiliac.
I was going to say, I know I didn't hear that. I'm like, wait a minute, I just want to make sure.
No.
I didn't hear that, but I just want to clarify. I know you're not necrophiliac. That's kind of, I would be sick. That'd be really sick. I mean, you really have access to dead bodies now, which I know you don't.
But in saying that, you know, Nicto is not necro.
Yeah.
In saying that, you know, I like darkness. I find it comforting, soothing, you know. But in saying that, you know, as opposed to going in the light, I gotta go in the darkness. You know, some people just don't need to know. I can see that as being something merciful, especially when it's soft, intimate, and quiet, as opposed to something that's loud and bright.
Yeah, they say that in the Bible too. Give me that in 1 Corinthians, I think it's 5 and 9. You got all on one? Sirach 28? Yeah, go ahead. Have you ever asked that person for forgiveness?
No.
Why?
I don't want it.
You don't want it?
I wouldn't give it.
So you want to dwell in that hatred towards it?
Yeah.
That's a problem. Agree?
Probably.
No, this is, and that's what's driving you to the left-hand side.
Maybe if you're take some shit, you might as well be able to give it back.
What are you talking about? So you want to raise that person from the dead?
No. If they want my forgiveness, they need to be able to turn back the hands of time, chronomancy. They need to raise the dead, necromancy, or they need to just, I don't know, probably just let this goddamn body relax.
So, did they kill somebody close to you or draw somebody to be killed that's close to you? Or is that different? Because you said they humiliated you, but now you're trying to make somebody got to raise somebody from the dead.
No, I get that. But in saying that, when you understand how humiliating that actually was, you get why I say just leave my body. That's the difference.
Okay, I'm trying to grasp what you're saying. But read this.
This is Sirach 28 and 3. One man beareth hatred against another, and doth he seek pardon from the Lord?
You don't seek pardon from the Lord, obviously. That's irrelevant to you. But the main point is you're bearing hatred towards somebody else. That's not a good energy to have around you. And that's how Satan grabs you and took you to the left-hand side. Because you were looking for it.
Not it wasn't one of them things like, hey kid, you want this, man, dude.
But it's a spiritual thing though.
No.
A subconscious thing.
Yeah, it was more like, I know there's a higher power out there. I know there's spirits out there greater than this flesh, greater than this body. Take me somewhere where I can sort this out.
Yeah, and you were thinking in a negative light, right? Already.
I was thinking it the same way you don't speak. I don't know if you're right in this or if you drive a car.
I drive a car.
But it's saying that the same way you don't speak. Not because it's a good thing, not because it's a bad thing, not because whatever. You don't speak because you just don't want to get caught up in certain bullshit.
True. It's a safety precaution.
That too. But it's saying that, you know, if you ask people why they don't speak, it's the same way, you know, I go out to them. Because in saying that, it was not the first time I'd done some shit like that. So in saying that, I get that. I'm not expecting you to believe in shit I believe. Because in saying that, you know, I did university, had a girlfriend, broke my heart, went to a graveyard, I shook, you know, I cried my eyes out. I was like, give her back to me, blah, blah, blah. The bitch never came back. It wasn't that, but in saying that, it wasn't so much, you know, I mean, I guess me calling out was probably like the greatest, the most impactful thing. But in saying that, you know, it's shit that leads up to that. So in saying there's this, I think it's a Presbyterian woman, first semester at university. I didn't know it.
But here's the thing. You just mentioned something about your ex-girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that her own free accord, like you just mentioned earlier? She was free to do what she wanted, right?
Yeah.
Just how you say you're free to do what you wanted. So what's the problem?
The problem is I didn't want her to do what she wanted. I wanted her to do what I wanted.
I understand, brother.
No, I understand.
I was just making a point that you can't have it both ways.
No, understood.
You can't have it both ways.
No, I get it. Because my thing is like, there are people, you know, they'll go back and forth at me. Well, see, didn't we give you what you wanted? No, nigga, you gave me what I asked for.
I see what you're
That's why
saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
I see what you're saying with that.
But in saying that, no animosity or hatred towards you, like, definitely like you guys support.
But here's the thing, you're dwelling on it though. Give me that in Leviticus. Or no, he said Leviticus too. Holding right. No, give me that where you at. Sirach, go back to that. And let me read a couple more since you gotta leave for a second.
I think I still got like 10, 15 minutes.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah, give me that.
This is Sirach 28:2. Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he had done unto thee.
You gotta do, man. If that person is dead already, obviously you can't control what they say anymore.
No.
But you can control how you think and your emotional aspect.
You're so not wrong. And just like they're dead, I know they gotta go somewhere else, especially if they believe in immortality of the soul.
Well, there's no such thing as immortality of the soul.
Maybe not.
I mean, everybody's soul is still around unless the Most High destroys it. But
Hey,
they're at rest. They're at rest in the spirit world. That's what we believe.
shit.
We don't believe in hell where you burn in some type of realm.
I feel like
That's
I don't
ridiculous.
believe in a traditional, connotation of heaven and hell, but I do believe there are places in the afterlife where souls can go to suffer.
We don't believe in that. Not a problem. But we'll move on. Go ahead.
So shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest. One man bears hatred against another. And doth he seek pardon from the Lord? He showeth no mercy to a man which is like himself. And does he ask forgiveness of his own sins? If he that is but flesh nourish hatred,
But flesh, you nourish hatred. Read.
who will entreat for pardon of his sins?
Who's going to treat you for your sins?
Shit, I don't want
And
forgiveness.
that's exactly what it said. You live in a left-hand style lifestyle. You don't give a damn. You're looking forward to death in a sense.
No, I understand.
Because you're practicing wickedness.
I understand the carnality of the world we live in. Now you can say whatever.
Of course, the
you-
world's carnal,
No.
but we have to live a spiritual life.
Understood.
By the way we think, that's what it starts with. Because the way you think drove to what you believe now.
No, granted. Because in saying that, I have no idea who all these people are over here.
Those are celebrities that are different nations, tribes of Israel. Yeah,
Cool. So are they? Do they believe the same thing you believe?
of course they don't.
They don't, or do?
No. How could they? If they don't know it, they don't know it.
Okay.
This is the whole concept why we're talking to you.
No.
You don't know you're Israelite because why? We were stripped of our nationality, our heritage, our original customs. Now you're on your way to some other folly in New Delhi and all that type of glory garbage.
Whoa.
It's trash. It doesn't make no sense. You couldn't. Like I said, I asked you several times already over the course of this 30-minute dialogue, 40-minute dialogue, what benefits is that going to do for you? You couldn't explain it.
No. I didn't say I couldn't explain it.
But you didn't explain it when I asked you.
You didn't understand it. Totally different.
What did you say when I asked you?
You asked me, what do they do? And you asked, what appeal does it have for you?
No, did I ask you what benefit does it have?
Shit, hell, raising the dead for 5,000 minutes.
And that's exactly what I said earlier. That's the only thing you keep harping on.
No.
That's the only thing you keep saying to me. What else?
Don't get it wrong. Am I enamored with them? Undeniably so. I like the way they look at life. I like their spiritual approach to the shit they do. I get that. But in saying that, am I about to go run up to New Delhi? No. This is San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
I'm very much aware of that.
Okay, great.
Because I could have stayed in New York and then gone to New Delhi.
Yeah, I agree.
And you would have never known I existed.
I believe that.
Understood. So whatever it is that you think that's going on between me and the Agori, outside of
Well,
like,
the only thing I see is what you agree with this. That's
I'm
what
saying
I'm
like
saying.
this. I look at you guys the same way I look at the Agori. I respect what y'all do, enamored with y'all. When I see y'all on the streets, I like to hear what y'all have to say. So and
But you agree with them and you want to follow them though. You're not going to follow us.
How do you see me about to set off to India? Do you see?
Brother. You just said that you want to learn how to raise people from the dead.
I said it'd be some nice shit to know, but it was some shit that I was about to do. Those lava beads would not be on my wrist, and I would not have this carnation. That's why I said like that. It'd be great. If shit was 1 + 1 always equals 2 for me, shit, yeah, that'd be great.
It can still be that way.
It was never that way to begin with.
It's always that way. What are you talking about? You didn't get to this point by multiplying and subtracting certain things. You added certain things along the time that you learned from reading different books. Correct? along with your hatred for somebody that you can't describe. It was a step-by-step process. 1 + 1 + 1. That's what you just told me.
If 1 + 1 always equal 2, always worked out for me, that'd be great.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that either.
No, I said that.
But that's not how it works. 1 + 1 is just something that you added to yourself or added to your lifestyle. That's all I'm saying.
What?
It doesn't have to be positive or negative. It's just something that you
It's just something
learned
that
and something that you walked into. That's 1 + 1.
Not something
The
I
way
want
that you
to-
learn about the Agorian, how you want to learn different things as far as what they practice,
No.
you added that to yourself over time.
I'll say
What
like
you got?
this.
You got that Leviticus?
It's not some shit I added to myself, but it's some shit I learned about myself.
No, the information. That's what I'm telling you. The
Exactly.
information that you added to yourself.
Not added, learn. Totally
Same
different.
thing.
No, it's not. You can learn from that. You add to that. You play a very foolish and dangerous game. That's
Well,
what
yeah,
it
we
is.
can't add to the word. That's
No,
different.
no. Because you
But
can
we
learn.
add what we learn to our lifestyle, right?
Whoa. I didn't say that. You learn from that as much as you want, as much as you can take.
Uh-huh.
You start adding to that. You play a very dangerous and foolish
What do you mean
game.
adding to it? What do you mean adding to it?
No, that's exactly what I said. You start adding to it. Like, I wouldn't say like Diverging did. He just took from it. But I'll say like this. Shit. I mean, I know your name's not Manasseh, but it's saying that, you go in your home, you go full of Muhammad, you go in your exile or whatever for a couple of years, then you come out, lo and behold, hear ye, I have had great revelations of the Most High, therefore we're adding the book of Manasseh to the Holy Scriptures.
That would be blasphemy.
Exactly.
I would never do that.
Now, when you say that, you might not, but I get where somebody else would.
Somebody else had it. They've done it plenty of times.
Okay,
Plenty of
then.
people have done that.
Now, and
But it's more of a money move. It's not anything spiritual attached to that.
maybe not.
There's nothing spiritual about that.
Maybe not.
Some people have vision. Some people have some type of divine intervention in certain aspects of their life. And they can write about that,
No,
about their
understood.
experience. But there's nothing spiritual about creating your own doctrine to try to coerce people into doing certain things. That's what a cult does.
Not really.
Yes, it does.
What does it take to be a cult?
Brainwashing people.
No.
That's what they do.
No, it's not.
Are the people that hug trees, is that a cult?
No.
Is that a cult?
They might be hippies.
It's the same thing.
It's not.
It's the same thing.
It's not.
They're brainwashing to believe in
No.
saving trees. That's what they believe in, right?
Now, do you know how much money it takes to be called a cult? Do you know how much paperwork you have
We
to
don't
fill out?
need money to start a cult. What are you talking
No,
about?
you do.
How?
You need money.
We can go into the woods and start a cult right now.
No, you can go into the woods and start a coven. But you go into
What's a cult? What's a cult?
Fill out paperwork, pay your dues.
No.
Really?
No.
Really?
No.
Hold on. I would ask you to Google it, but I know it's not going to come up the way I.
Exactly. Because it doesn't
I
make
said
sense.
like this.
You're talking about a 501c3, like a group that
A
has
non-profit organization?
well,
no,
exactly.
I'm not talking about
that's
that.
exactly what you.
No. That's not what I'm calling that. I've been a part of a 501c organization. I get that. I've done
But
my
there's
community.
different ones.
I've done my
Hold on.
community service.
There's different ones though. There's different ones.
501c would not.
Listen. What I'm saying is, there's different ones. There's one for scientific groups. There's one for religious groups. There's one for educational groups. There's different ones. That's what I'm saying. Now you're saying that you got to file paperwork to start a cult. That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
That's not true.
Okay, Google Registry of Cults in America.
Why would
The government does that. The government puts your cult on cult watch list.
In saying that, what is the empirical definition? What does it take to be called a cult? Because just like there are rules,
it doesn't take money.
stipulations,
It doesn't
just
take
like-
money to
Yeah,
file
it does.
paperwork.
Yeah.
Brother, look it up. Look it up. Give me this in Leviticus real quick.
Leviticus 19:17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
That's the problem. You hate somebody in your heart that drove to the left hand side.
But
You're
he's
living a
not my
life of
brother.
wickedness.
It's totally different.
What was he?
Huh?
What was he to you?
Nobody.
What was he to you, bro?
He was nobody.
That's not true. So why you hate him so much if he's nobody?
Because I shouldn't even know that the monkey exists.
Well, he's somebody. You still.
Well, you want to know what?
From then till now, it's still in you.
Huh?
Whatever he did to you was still in you. and you're holding on to it. So he's somebody to you.
No!
Of course he is.
What he's done to me still is with me,
Exactly.
but he means nothing to me.
Right.
His wife means more to me than he does. That's why I say I should have never known him. I met him by hanging out with his wife. Not by looking for him, not by saying, hey, you know what? Let me go join your whatever. Hey, I see you do this, and this. You know what? I heard you're a teacher. You might be retired, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Guess what? We can still, what none of that shit.
I believe it.
That's why that monkey should have kept his paws to himself.
What do you mean? Because first you said humiliation, now you're saying he should have kept his paws to himself. Did something happen to you?
Well, I mean, shit, I mean,
You just mentioned it. Now it seems like something really sinister is going on. Now you're mentioning something real sinister.
No, not sinister, something really good.
All right.
No, but I mean, it's saying that he's a good man, literally. Like, people, when they talk about him, they speak of him, and they'll end the conversation with, he's a good man, I don't care what you say. I get it. There are characteristics that you like about him, not me. But in saying that,
it's a different experience, all right?
Exactly. Because characteristics that make someone respectable what makes someone respectable for you might make them reviled in my eyesight. But in saying that, I get there's a difference between it, because if he would have been, if he would have been as disciplined as I am, it'd be different. But in saying that, he's not. Because to be completely honest, it's not. There's a difference between when people are pulled into other people's lives because they went looking for some shit or because they did some shit.
And that's what we mentioned earlier, right? But the Most High controlling your steps.
Sometimes.
That's what we mentioned. Whatever happened back in the day was ordained by the Most High. But it doesn't mean they have to dwell on that energy and dwell on that type of negative.
The Most High should have struck that goddamn monkey down.
He did. He's dead, right?
That means nothing.
That's what you said, though.
How do you know what it is to live a life?
Wait, was he black? Or was he? What was he? He was black. Okay, read this.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
That was a fellow brother. He was your brother.
That
Read.
monkey is not my
Thou
brother.
shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
That's what we're doing in this passage. We're rebuking you, telling you whatever you're practicing or whatever you plan on practicing, whatever wickedness and darkness you want to dwell in, you need to turn away from that, brother. Read.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
You're bearing a grudge after all these years, and it's doing nothing for you. It spiraled you out of control into some type of a cold frenzy or some type of esoteric knowledge, and it's something that doesn't benefit you. In my opinion, you're seeing it as a benefit, but there's no type of healthy wisdom or anything that you can describe to me that what we talked about for this last 30, 45 minutes.
No, I got you. But in saying that, I get what it is to actually be helpless. Not have people think that, and in saying that, when you have people who literally live their lives just as living proof, to prove there is no God. That's why I'll say shit like that monkey should have kept his paws to him goddamn self. Because in saying that, before they humiliated me like that, before they took him from me, I was just quiet, calm, passive. Shit, to be completely honest, probably could have been any one of you.
You still can.
Shit, that's been dead longer than you've been alive.
I don't believe that.
I didn't ask you to believe. Now that's the problem. You think I want you to believe some shit. I don't give a damn what you believe.
And the same here.
No, granted. But in saying that...
But I'm saying you're boxing yourself in to an ideology.
To what?
To what you just described to me over the last 30, 45 minutes. You want to live a life of darkness, but there's no positive outlook for it.
I got a question. What do you find commendable about the Agora?
Commendable?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay then.
They're not my people. I don't give a damn about people that are not my people.
Right.
No.
I give a damn about you.
No.
I give a damn about you.
No.
Not no damn East Indian that wants to put ashes on their bodies. Who gives a damn about them? Why? Why would I?
I get that.
If they want to eat dead flesh and whatever case they want to do, let them do it.
No.
I'm not going to do it. I don't care about them enough to even read about it or worry about them.
Granted. Now, in saying that, when you bring up some shit like that, to me, I'll ask you some real shit. Like, where is your God to rain down fire from the sky like with Elijah? Where?
He's going to do it very soon. Very soon.
Well, you want to know what?
Very soon. But you don't believe in that, right?
No, I didn't say I don't believe in it. Shit, that's exactly why I'm standing in front of you. Like this.
You just contradicted yourself. Because earlier I asked you the same thing. You believe in the Bible. You said no.
Oh, no, I didn't say I didn't believe it.
Yes, you did. We're going to run back this tape. It's going to be on YouTube. You got a flyer, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be on YouTube probably in a week or so.
Cool.
You're going to listen to yourself say these words.
No.
But go ahead.
Saying that I don't subscribe to that shit, but I understand there's certain truths in it. So it's saying that when you use the story of Noah's Ark as an allegory, I talked to this one guy.
What? Who uses it as an allegory?
Sure.
Who?
Somebody you've never met.
Do you believe it's an allegory?
Yeah. If you read Machiavelli, hold on. Read Machiavelli's The Prince. It talks about 3 types of people. Not the beasts of the field, the fowl of the air, and the things that creep. You have people who can see things vicariously.
I agree with that.
Shit.
I agree.
So in saying that, you get where some of that shit is literally esoteric because it's not to be taken literally. Now in saying that,
Well, the story is literal though.
No, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not even arguing with that point. But to understand that it's an allegory, I get that part.
What's the allegory about it? Can you describe it?
Yeah. So it's not so much a myth, but it's more like a fable, and what you use, you know.
Look at you, brother.
Huh?
Go ahead.
When you use the story as an example, like Puss in Boots. Well, that's
No, we're talking about the ark, bro.
No.
You gotta tell me how it's an allegory.
Got you.
Yeah. We're gonna prove it's not an allegory. Read that.
Noah's Ark's location.
Noah's Ark what?
Location
It's location on the earth. It was found on the earth. In Turkey. Read.
in Turkey.
In Turkey. Read.
The team claims to have found it in 2007, right? No, 2008, but it was in 2007. 7 large wooden compartments buried at 13,000 feet above sea level,
Read.
near the peak of Mount Ararat.
Mount Ararat. They found Noah's Ark at Mount Ararat in Turkey.
Oh my goodness! I can't believe that. That is flabbergastingly dumbfounded.
But it's an allegory though, right?
Yeah.
How is it an allegory?
Because you have the beasts of the field, you have the things that, the things that creep, the beasts of the field, and the fowl of the air.
Okay.
When you can see literally someone's life as an example of some shit you should or shouldn't do. When you bring in the beasts of the field to the ark, how do you take care of those animals? Well, how do you take care of a basic man? Someone who just sees himself as just a common laborer. I ain't good for much, but if you tell me what to do, I'll do it. Cool. A beast of the field. Things that creep. Like the adulterers who would seduce men from their wives. So in saying that, I know I ain't no good for you, but in saying that I can show you a good time, even if it costs you your marriage, that's how you know it's worth it. I get that. The things that creep, when you talk about the fowl of the air, the philosophers, the priests, those who actually sit and actually, for lack of a better word, I wouldn't say dream, but they look above themselves and they study. So in saying that, it's like, hey, these are the mysteries and what you should hold dear now that you have been initiated. So it's saying that for those who look at life like that, it's totally different than just saying, oh, that nigga got shot. Cool. People get murdered all the time. But say, that nigga got shot because he was in a gang, that's different. When you say, that nigga got shot because he joined the military, that's different. That nigga died in the line of duty, that's different than someone dying doing something foolish. So in saying that, when you can use Noah's Ark and say, hey, there are 3 types of people in the world. This is how you deal with them. That's why
that's what you drew from that, or is that what the person told you?
That's what I learned from
their
it.
interpretation.
No, that's what I learned.
So it's
from
private interpretation. Your own
you
private
wanna call it
interpretation.
that?
Exactly. That's what I'm calling
I'll
it.
say it like
Because
that.
you're the only person I've ever heard say it like that.
Maybe, but then again, how much shit do you not know?
It depends on what you're talking about.
No, I didn't say, it really doesn't.
Yes,
I
it
said,
does.
how much shit do you not know?
In reference to what? Everything that is true?
To that Bible.
Oh, in the Bible?
Yeah.
Plenty of things.
Plenty of things you don't know.
Of course.
So in saying that, How much shit is it that you don't know that someone could teach you?
It depends on what they say. Because the Bible interprets itself.
No. You say that.
And there's allegory. There is allegory in the Bible, but I don't use that Noah's Ark as an allegory.
I'm not
Absolutely not. Because they found physical proof that it exists, which means it physically happened.
Okay.
Literally happened. That's how it works.
No.
Yeah.
In all cultures speak of the flood, so it was common knowledge that the earth was flooded. I'm talking about everybody has a flood story.
Gotcha. The earth was flooded. Cool. Ain't no argument here with that.
But you're just taking it. You're taking it a different way, though. That's what I'm saying.
Listen. And saying that, when the earth was flooded, a disaster occurred.
Yep.
So in saying that, when that disaster occurred, what did Noah do?
What do you mean?
I got a question. When Noah built the ark, do you think he was talking to a higher spiritual entity, or do you think he was just...
He gave him that unction to do it. Yeah, of course.
Okay, so in saying that, would you say that he was following instructions, yes or no?
Of course.
So he's following instructions. Whose instructions? That's a whole nother book. Whatever. But in saying that, when you can look at Noah's heart and see where he's following instructions for the disaster that he knows is coming, regardless of whether the beasts of the field understand, whether the things that creep care, or whether the fowl of the air can comprehend that or not.
Okay, so
that's why shit like Esther, for such a time as this, because in saying that,
what about Esther?
Do you believe in coincidence?
No.
I don't either. So in saying that, when your brother...
I can classify something as a coincidence, but in reality, no.
So, when he said, you came from New York, might have been a move of the Most High God?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Sending me to New York, if that was him, that was the worst decision he could have made. But in saying that, there's a difference between when you see people going about their lives like Noah, communing with spirits like that, following instructions, and saying that. And with Esther, the story of Esther, and saying that when you look at the time, place, the shit that happened, Esther was not a coincidence. Noah was not a coincidence.
Well, Esther was fine as hell. The king was like, yeah, I need that.
Now, I'm pretty sure she wasn't the only one.
Well, no, she was the finest one that was probably ever seen.
Probably, but
and then it ended up helping
She won a beauty contest.
Yeah, exactly.
I get
she was
that.
probably the best looking woman on the planet at that time.
I get that.
Or in that space of the land they were in.
I get that, but in taking that, I'll take it a whole other step further. Did not the king send out his emissaries to go find him beautiful virgins?
Yeah.
So in saying that, she could have lived the entirety of her life and never got summoned to the palace.
Possibly. Possibly, yeah.
Okay, I'll take it to a whole nother level. And Queen Vashti would have been a lot less likely to act a fool with that nigga and would have just gave him the cookie and moved the fuck on. Come before me and dance. Cool. Esther probably would have lived the entirety of her life and never got summoned to the palace.
And that's where the Most High's divine intervention comes into play.
Exactly. Now, if you can see...
It was ultimately to save the Israelites in that captivity.
Now, if you can see divine intervention in the story of Esther, how can you not see it in the story of Noah?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all.
No. But
this is what you said earlier. We agree on our side that it's a literal story that happened.
Historically.
But you just described Noah being
an allegory.
Or not to say an allegory, but you described earlier that the birds mean certain things, the beetles mean certain things, the animals mean certain things. That's not what we're talking about. You just singled that out because obviously that's what you believe in. Not a problem. We don't believe it. I don't believe the animals represent anything but them being on the ark, being saved to be after the flood passes. That's all I believe.
Okay.
I don't believe it being an allegory.
No, understood.
You see it as differently. I'm saying just the simple fact that that's what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying though. You said something different after that though, because you correlated Noah having some type of conversation with the spirit, giving him instruction, which is not far-fetched. It's not far-fetched.
No, it's really not.
That's not an allegory either though.
But alas, my time is up. What today? Saturday? I don't know. I'll keep coming back.
Yeah, we out here every Saturday, man, 3 or 4 o'clock p.m.
Cool.
Yeah, brother, we gonna tell you, exhort you to repent, get out of that madness and folly you believe in.
I ain't gonna repent, but I'll be back to holler at
Hey,
you.
you gonna die, brother. All right, wait, maybe next week we gonna get closer to that goal, man. Brothers, man, I don't know what to describe that brother as. Lost in the source, wicked as hell is abundantly clear. What you got? You got something? Where you at? Give me Sirach 16. Then I'm gonna hand it over to
My lord.
Nah, he's done. Kashab or Rajazwan, whoever's next. 16 and 11. Nah, you good.
Sirach 16 and 11. And there is one stiff-necked among the people.
That man Joseph is a stiff-necked person among the people. He's an Israelite, but he don't believe in Israel. He just bugged the hell out, right?
It is marvel if he escape unpunished.
We don't marvel if he escape unpunished. We know he's gonna die. He just spewed all type of wickedness to us. He don't believe in the Most High. He don't believe in the laws of God, the light that the law gives us. He believes in all type of folly and heathen customs. Read.
For mercy and wrath are with him.
Mercy and wrath are with the creator of heaven and earth. Read.
He is mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasure.
Read. That's what he's went through. He said he went through displeasure, right? I don't know. I don't want to put this on the brother, but he kind of said some things to believe that he might have been molested. That's what I just kind of read through that. I don't want to say it, but I think that would trigger him to go down that path of destruction. Read.
And his mercy is great. So is his correction also.
So is his correction. That brother got to be corrected. He's been 8 years down this path on the left-hand side. I don't know when the Most High can pull the plug on him. That's why we got to stop in his tracks and tell him, hey, this divine intervention that you came here today to talk to us. To get something through your head, man. Read.
He judges the man according to his works.
Yeah, that man Joseph's works is abominable. Madness, man. I don't know what the hell he's going to do from here on out, but if he comes back next week, we're going to dialogue with him more and hopefully I'm going to have to prepare a lesson simply for him. Because he was coming with all type of madness, bro. You got something? But with that, I'm going to close out myself. Give all praise, honor, and glory to you. How about you outside? And say shalom, man.